All right, we started the morning off in Cracker Barrel. We've got the vehicles lined up, getting plans together for how we're going to kick this thing off.
For this year's Fall Fiasco, we decided to go back to Kentucky and take on the Kentucky Adventure Tour. This is a different route from the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway that we took on 2 years ago, and everyone was excited to see something new and see what else we could find in the great state of Kentucky. After breakfast, we loaded up and headed up 75 back towards Slade, our jump-off point.
Alright, so we pulled over at a rest stop because the traffic had just completely stopped, and we were just making light of how lucky we were to be on our side of the road, since there was about 10 miles of backup on the other side of the road. And as soon as I spoke, it wasn't long until we're stopped, as you can see. So, you know, we said, since we're stopped anyway, let's just stop at a rest stop and take advantage of it. So anyway, we're gonna jump back in this traffic jam and see how much longer we're stuck in it, as we long for the back roads where this does not happen, right?
There's one problem with being in the funnel, is you can't get out except for one way.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll see how long it takes. I'm looking forward to the back roads.
A few hours later, we had arrived in Slade, Kentucky, and put together a plan to get together at camp, set up camp, and then pursue the trail.
Alright guys, we have made it to Slade, Kentucky. We're going to be going up here a little bit further on the mountain byway here, and we're going to come back across over the highway to this area on the left-hand side. That's where the campground is supposed to be. We're going to be camping here the first night, provided we get a spot. It doesn't look nearly as busy as it was the last time, but we'll see. Hopefully we're closing in on our first campsite. The plan at this point is going to be get here, get a couple of tents set up to reserve our campsite, and then we're going to load back up the trucks and go hit some trail. If y'all have any questions between here and now, let me know. Otherwise, we are pretty much tacking up, getting ready to take off here in just a little bit.
Roger, roger.
Back in Slade.
Yeah, glad the weather's cooperating right now, at least, and excited to see the back roads.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. So this is a different route than the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway that we did, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah. So we finished the Georgia Traverse last year.
Right. So this time around, we're taking on the Kentucky Adventure Tour. We're going to do the western half, as much of it as we can get done. Hopefully, we can get all of it done. We have hard stop tomorrow night at a campground that we have reservations for. So we won't be in the rush that we are today to get to where we're going to get a campsite. Night 3, we're not in a rush. We can show up whenever, even if it's midnight, and get in because it's private property. Yeah.
I'm ready to jump in. Said usually it takes a little bit of warming up. I'm ready to stretch legs and find the dirt roads.
Yeah, buddy. Got a bunch of rain up here yesterday. Just driving over the rivers that we've been past on our way in. They are chocolate milk kind of brown.
And up in the trees.
And it's high. So may not be attempting any river crossings today. But we'll cross that bridge, or lack thereof, when we get there. And just take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Me too.
So stoked.
Here we go.
Shortly after arriving in camp, the phone rang, and I got some troubling news from home regarding my oldest son. We quickly decided to have a team meeting to talk it over.
Hi guys, we gotta talk. Heather just called me and said that Alden is not acting right. He's complaining of left-sided lower abdominal pain. Her concern being his appendix.
Lovely.
Yeah.
While we were discussing our options, I got another phone call indicating that my son was feeling better once he got home. We discussed the need to come home versus continuing on the trip, and ultimately it was decided to go ahead and proceed, knowing that if I got another phone call and needed to go, we would abort the trip and try again at a later date. Everybody was in agreement, the tents were set up, and we left to go tackle the route.
Just hit the gravel roads where
here with the GoPro. GoPro dusty does. Right.
Paul's gonna take a swim and look for do the stick test with his legs. How deep is that, Paul?
Golly.
Now you're gonna do the rock test. It's got a little bit of thunk.
See how deep it is.
Looks a little
That's why I told him he needed to do the stick test with his legs and just jump in.
Yeah.
Coming off the ridge, the trail became rutted, prompting a stop to assess the best line for continuing along the route. We all got out, stretched our legs, and walked the trail to see what obstacles were ahead. Having not seen this part of the trail before, and knowing we had several more days of driving ahead of us, we felt it was critical to assess the route and ensure we could conquer this section and formulate a plan to get back up the trail if we had to turn around if we encountered an impassable obstacle further down the route.
I say that.
Right
As
there,
wet
it's
as
been
it
pretty
is.
slick right there. Getting up that rock, you need some momentum. Right there, look. I bet if you step in that right there, that's a puddle of poo.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's solid.
I was gonna say that dugout, but it's not.
What does it look like, Doc? So all you're saying is we got to just get to the bottom of the hill.
Well, getting down's easy.
The next obstacle, get stuck, got to turn around, come back up this.
Getting down's easy.
One winch pull at a time.
Well, that's the thing. As long as you're first, I've
Yeah.
got a strap. We'll just daisy chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today has us coming back up this.
No.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're going up the part that we had the big rocks the last time.
Okay.
We're gonna look back around.
I was telling him the section that had the big rut or cutout where we're going, and all of a sudden it just gets like you're 6-7 foot deep. That's on around like the westernish side or something, isn't it?
You talking about?
Remember, it's like the second or third day we were hitting it, and it would just went all of a sudden, and you're just in this huge.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Remember, you know what I'm talking about?
I do. That's where he had that big off camber too, coming down, and there was a place where he said, "I wonder if the Tundra would fit through here."
Well, the good news is
that was day one.
We went through places where there's bumpers and stuff laying on the side, and I don't see that. So I mean, there's
a big flat spot where there used to be a Toyota truck. It was a whole logging trail. All right.
I figured you'd say Jeep.
Get over.
Yeah, I'll just park there so I can get out and look. That and that big rock will keep my truck from coming forward as the e-brake fails and the transmission gets. So it was a strategic move. Strategic. All right, boys.
Let's do it.
I do. I hope you got all that. Drop off. About to drop. You're about to hit the drop off. Come passenger a little bit. There you go. Did it for you. Alright, another drop off coming your way. Lighter. Oh, almost. Keeping your body off the...
one point, I was like, oh, and then it settled. And I was like, we're gonna see how this thing feels.
Yeah, it was.
How'd it feel going down the slide?
Actually, not as bad as I thought. The initial, I was like, yeah, but then once you get over that hump and it's flattened, everything flattened out, it was all right. Yeah.
Having completed the affectionately termed bobsled run, the trail threw some more mud our way. Once we crossed a relatively large hole, the water displaced from our crossing began to run down the next rutted section, adding a little flavor to the ruts and rocks already along the route.
Stay in it as best you can over on the right hand or left hand side. Come back this way. Forward straight. Oh, I know. Put it as left as you can.
I can't go left any farther. You can't go any farther, man.
Left. Left. Straight. Keep going. You good? All right, come right, come right, come right.
Here, Chief demonstrates how to give your teammates a heart attack.
Ooh, I'm good. I'm good. Keep going.
At this point, we had reached the bottom of the valley floor. What lay before us was relatively flat. Without doing any research, we made the assumption that, given how flat it was, we must be on an old railroad bed. It continued to be relatively flat for a while, with occasional drops that were immediately followed by climbs back to the previous elevation.
Could be a lot worse.
Several puddles dotted our path, but we were content to explore and see the sights, marveling at the beauty that surrounded us. But it would not be long before we found some trouble.